In the first stage, you will be establishing a familiarity with the word. In the second stage, you will understand that this is the word, this is the meaning this word has. And in the third stage, you will understand the pronunciation, the category of the verb, whether the word is a negative one or a positive one. So some words might be very negative or positive. For example, when you say thank you so much, so much has like a greater amount. But when you say this is too much, or this is so much and this is too much, so there is a great difference between these two words. So when you say so much, it is used in a positive way. But when you say that this is too much, then it has a negative meaning. So you need to understand that so and so word has a positive or negative meaning also. So this is the third thing. And after that, what you do is that you understand the various contexts in which the word can be used. Hello, this is Rahul. Welcome to my channel Language Solutions. I am a PhD scholar of English and I keep posting videos on English so that people can learn from my expertise and the knowledge that I have gathered or collected so far. So before you forget, please do like, share, subscribe and click the bell icon so that you will not be missing any updates that when I post any videos. So the topic for today is vocabulary, how to develop vocabulary and how to remember vocabulary forever. So I have realized that people keep complaining about vocabulary, that we do not remember the word properly. Even if I do remember a word, I don't use them, I'm not able to use the word very well. So why this happens and how this can be solved or how this can be mastered. Before we understand how to remember the vocabulary, let me tell you a story. So let's understand that you are visiting a place for the first time. Suppose you are visiting a place called Kothur in Pune. So since you know nothing about the place, you have never been to that place, what you will be doing is you will be using Google Map for the first time. For the second time also you might use Google Map, but for the third time you will not be using Google Map for that matter. Why? Because now you are a little familiar with the place and you know that how to reach there, which bus to take, and how much time it takes to reach Kothur and that place that you're trying to reach to. So as the amount of time you visit the place, the more you will be remembering the place and you will not be relying on any other sources, let's say asking your friend or using a Google Map for that matter. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that now you need to put word in the place of the place that you are visiting, and in the place of Google Map you can put a dictionary. So when you know nothing about the meaning of a word for the first time, you will be using a dictionary. Let's say you will be using a dictionary. For the second time also you might do the same, but as you frequently visit the word again and again and you keep encountering the word through writing, reading, listening and speaking, you will understand that this is the meaning this word has, and you will understand that this word stands for so and so meaning, and it is a verb, it is a noun, or it is an adjective. So you will understand. So what I'm trying to say here is that the frequency, the amount of time you visit something, the amount of time you encounter something, it establishes a familiarity with that place or that word. So it same goes with the word also, just like the places that you visit and the people you encounter. So when I'm meeting a person for the first time, I may not know his name, what he does and or what not. But as I continue visiting the person again and again, I'll be getting to know the person. So same happens with the word also. You might not understand a word, but as you continue visiting the word, as you continue writing, reading or listening or speaking that word, you will understand. So how do you remember a vocabulary? So let's say that you have been encountering a word called stubborn for the it's been very long, but you do not know you know the meaning of that word also, that some stubborn or obstinate is somebody who is firm on his beliefs, somebody who does not change his mind or so. You know the word, you know the meaning of the word also, but how do you remember that word and use that word? So when you are remembering a word, you need to do one thing, that you need to associate the word with something or the word stands for. For example, the words obstinate or stubborn stands for somebody who is very stubborn, somebody who is very firm on his beliefs. So in your life or yourself also, you might there are some people who are very stubborn. They are very firm on their beliefs. They are very firm in on their stands that they take, and they are very firm. So there might be some what you need to do is that you need to associate that word and what it stands for with the person in your life. So let's say you are stubborn, or you are let's say you learn an idiom called cold fish. So cold fish is somebody who does not have feelings, or the person who has very less feelings, or the person who does not feel very much, the person who does not show empathy or something. So that person can be called a cold fish. So in your life, there are many people who are cold fish. So you just need to associate that particular idiom with that particular word, so that you will be remembering it. For example, suppose one of my friends called Vinay, he was a cold fish, or let's say he is a cold fish, or I am a cold fish in some cases. So I can say that I am a cold fish. So I am associating the word, that idiom and what it stands for. I'm remembering the word, that idiom in association with me. So when you remember something in association with something, you remember it for for eternity or for the rest of your life. So this is what you need to do when it comes to verbs or words. So this is the second stage. In the first stage, you will be establishing a familiarity with the word. In the second stage, you will understand that this is the word, this is the meaning this word has. And in the third stage, you will understand the pronunciation, the category of the verb, whether the word is a negative one or a positive one. So some words might be very negative or positive. For example, when you say thank you so much, so much has like a greater amount. But when you say this is too much, or this is so much and this is too much, so there is a great difference between these two words. So when you say so much, it is used in a positive way. But when you say that this is too much, then it has a negative meaning. So you need to understand that so and so word has a positive or negative meaning also. So this is the third thing. And after that, what you do is that you understand the various contexts in which the word can be used. So not everywhere you will be using hear or listen. So let's say there are two words. So one word is hear and another word is listen. Or let's understand these three verbs: look, watch, and see. So not for every equation that you will be using see. So you cannot use see everywhere. You cannot use look everywhere, and you cannot use watch everywhere. So you will have to understand that this is the context in which this word can be used. So these things will help you understand.
Yeah, so the context matters a lot. As I said, that look, what, and look, see, and watch, these three verbs are different. So when you are not paying attention, you're just looking at something. When you are just seeing something with your naked eye, and you are not paying attention to what you're looking at, what you're seeing. So seeing is something that does not require any kind of attention. So look is something that requires a little attention than seeing, and watch is something that is a careful activity where you will be paying a lot of attention to something that you are watching. So that's why people call the person who looks after the societies, and somebody who looks after the watchman. What I'm trying to say is that watchman is called watchman because the person will be using paying most of the attention, and he is very critical, he is very skeptical. So when you're watching something with a lot of attention and careful skepticism, then you are watching it. So these three shades of meaning you need to understand when you're using a word. So you cannot use the same word again and again or in the same context. So this is what you need to understand when it comes to vocabulary. What next is that in order to understand, or in order to better your vocabulary, you need to look at how people speak. So when you're you need to be very keen observer. So idiolect is a thing in English. Idiolect means that each person has a certain feature or certain way of talking, and they have certain voice, and with the help of that certain voice and certain way of talking, you will understand that this is the voice of so and so person. So for example, when Amitabh Bachchan speaks in his Kaun Banega Karodpati, when he is using his voice. So by just listening to the way he is speaking, and by listening to the voice, you will understand that this is the voice of Amitabh Bachchan. So this can be utilized in learning vocabulary. Let me tell you how. So when you are watching or when you are listening to the British people, you don't understand them. The reason is that the language is not so difficult. The only problem here is that you are not familiar with the idiolect of that person. You are not familiar with the the way the person speaks. You are not familiar with the voice of that person. You are not familiar with the way of the way in which the person speaks. If you take Virat Kohli or Mahendra Singh Dhoni,
Firstly, I'm very grateful for how the day went today. As I said, time away from the game really gave me a good chance to sit back and observe a lot of things about me. I mentioned one special person who stood by me, Anushka, through these tough times. And I mentioned her because she's seen the absolute raw side of me throughout all these months that have gone by, which have been very tough, to be honest.
No matter what kind of English they speak, even if they are using British English, but still you will understand them. The reason is that you are already familiar with how they talk. So this is what you should understand when it comes to vocabulary. Let's say you are listening to cricket commentaries, you're listening to a speech, you're listening to something that your favorite celebrity says. You'll understand them very firmly, very naturally, because the reason is that you are already familiar with how they talk. Even if Priyanka Chopra speaks in English, or even if Shraddha Kapoor speaks in British accent, still you will understand some part of it compared to other people who speak British English, who are not familiar to you. So familiarity is it is based on so many things, and with the help of this familiarity you can learn a new vocabulary, and you can use them, and you can recall any word at any point of time when you need them, when you need to use the word in a context. So this is for now. This is it for now, and we'll be discussing the sources through which you can learn vocabulary. Let's say how Netflix can be used, how social media can be used, how ChatGPT can be used in order to learn English and remember vocabulary forever. So that's it for this video. Please do like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. And I'll be posting another video on vocabulary and how you can use them, how you can use the not just use the vocabulary, but create new vocabulary or understand different shades of meanings. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Goodbye.